Welcome to Riding the Car with Boys and Grandma. I'm here with my nephews and my mom, and today we're talking about free will. So, Grandma, what's your opinion?
No, I mean, I know everybody has free will, but when it comes down to it, the second you make a choice, you have eliminated your free will, right?
But did you have free will when you made that choice?
Yeah, but how can you have free will and not have free will at the same time? So
Right.
in order to have free will, you can't make any choices.
I think Grandma agrees with me.
All right. So as long as you're in a state of superposition
Yeah, so
where all
so
choices are
weird.
possible, then you are free. And once you choose, you solidify only one path. So Tyler, that's what you agree with?
But you can always change it at any time. So it's like the kind of like Schrodinger's cat. Like you have it and you don't. Because you could use your free will to change your choice, and that's free will. But then at the same time are abolishing your free will by changing your choice.
But Tyler, you don't believe in a deterministic system, so you think at the foundation of reality there's a consciousness, and that consciousness has free will, even if free will is only expressed in the state of superposition. So it's different than Kyle's
What's the
point of view,
superposition?
like a state of all possibilities.
I don't think it's expressed in a state of possibility.
Well, like that's what Grandma said. Like it's only technically free will when you have not made a choice. Do you watch the movie Nobody?
If you don't make a choice, it isn't free will.
Did you watch the movie Nobody? Mr. Nobody?
No.
It's kind of like that, where it's like a guy is thinking about his life and all the choices he could have made. But at that moment of not making any choice, all the options were open to him. Once he chose something, he didn't have those options anymore. So that's kind of what Grandma was saying. So he was most perfectly free before he made any choice. Because at that moment, everything was possible.
Yes, but did something else make that choice for him?
Yeah, that's the point. Because if you are not making any choice, but you are being driven by every wind of whatever, then somebody's making a choice.
Oh, there you go. Grandma and Tyler are pretty close.
Yeah, and it's both the world no one wants to live in.
I really liked your poems. You wrote those poems.
Yeah,
I
it's a
can
booklet
really
of poems. It's
understand
really
them.
cool.
Yeah, I can not understand. You don't understand them, but like I get the feeling.
Okay, so Tyler, at fundamental reality has a consciousness, and the consciousness has free will. So is God free, or is he only compelled to do the good?
He didn't only
Or
Well,
is
those are the same.
so freedom is doing the good?
Yes.
That kind of changes the definition of free will, then.
Maybe.
You're gonna write about that. Yeah, that's interesting.
They either do free will and morality. I guess if they have did the same thing. Colin, do you agree with this position?
That position's just wrong.
What did he say?
He said the position is just wrong.
Oh, really? Why? What's wrong?
Because you both you don't agree with free will.
Well, he's changing the
That
definition
sounds like
of
a
free will.
terrible.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah, so by changing the definition, that means you don't agree with something, or you don't believe in something. You change the definition of a word to mean something completely different because you don't believe with its original definition.
Maybe he's broadening it.
That's not saying you still have free will. No, you have something different that isn't free will. You can't just slap that onto free will and call it the same thing.
If we call free will the willful choosing of something, or the willful creation of something through choice, then what are the requirements to actually perform that act? You have to exist. There has to be a will, it has to be yours. Then you have to make a choice. And I think the only way that you can exist to make choices is if you govern yourself with reason. And the only way to govern yourself with reason is to follow the moral law.
So you don't believe it's possible. You don't believe it's possible for someone to make an irrational choice.
Well, I know. I guess Tyler's having a slightly different definition of choice. So, if in order to say choice or free will, we have to assume that there's more than one path. There's more than one possibility. If there's only one thing that God can do, we can't really say free. That's free will or free choice, right? There's only one possible path.
Well, I guess so. This is what I believe. The choice isn't between anything. You don't choose between an infinite possibility. What you choose between is existing and not existing.
So you're choosing between free will or giving up your free will.
There's one path that you can that constitutes yourself. And then obviously it's in degrees because sometimes you choose right, sometimes you choose wrong, and some choices are better than others. It's not black and white.
But we're saying fundamentally, at the very bottom of everything, do you have free will? And free will generally means that there are potentialities.
So remember you said that free will was a faculty.
Yeah.
So yes, you do have the faculty of free will even if you don't exercise it. So everyone, regardless of how well they use their free will, does have the faculty to use it.
But if we're saying that free will is a fundamental feature of existence, that means a faculty must be in the fabric of reality. That means that reality must have more than one path.
Why?
Because if reality only had one path, then that's not.
Then there's nothing
it's
free about it.
deterministic.
If I can see the future, it's not free.
No, it's only one correct.
Well, you're saying, like, for instance, God only can do one path, or does he have options to go on different paths, but he only chooses one? He chooses the right one every time.
Because he chose to choose it.
Yeah, I guess that's. I mean, there might not be as big a difference as it sounds when it gets to his level, but that's basically.
So it may be that there is a superposition. Ultimate reality is a superposition, but in the superposition, there's the ideal state. There's the best choice, and God just happens to every time choose the best one.
Well, then you could ask what's more fundamental. Is the ideal state more fundamental or infinite possibility?
Ideal state more fundamental? Well, the ideal state only could take place in the superpositional field, right? If the ideal state was more fundamental, then the superposition would be something that comes after the ideal state. Right?
Or couldn't it be? You could say the ideal state is the most fundamental, and everything that isn't that makes up the superposition.
Yeah, but because you said there's an ideal state and everything that is not that, that means you're saying that fundamental reality is ideal plus everything that is not ideal. So you're already saying a bigger system than the ideal path.
It's the same way the other way around.
No, if you say there's only the ideal path and everything else is not fundamentally real, it's just an illusion. Okay, that's one way to put it. But I don't think if you assume that there is like good and not good, then your system is bigger than the good. Because your system includes the good and the not good.
So not good is something like nothing.
Oh, it's Kylan's nothingness? Back to Kylan's nothingness, okay. Yeah, but still.
So you see it's the act of uncreation or stopping creation.
But then
if
you're
choosing is a sort of creating.
You're still having a system that includes existence and non-existence. So your system is still bigger than existence.
Well, only if you think of it that way. You could also think of it as there's existence, and then you just stop existing.
But then all that is, or all that could be, includes both what is and what not is. What is not.
Does all that could be include all that couldn't be? Like that doesn't seem right.
Like if you say that there's like an off and on switch, right? So it's on or it's off. Like it exists or it doesn't exist. Then your system includes existence and non-existence.
They're not the same thing.
Not the same thing, but your system is in other words, there's something bigger than existence. It's called the system of existence and non-existence. that's why people say if God is good and everything that is not good is not part of God, let's say, then you're saying that there's something bigger than God.
I know, so that's a paradox. And I think that the way
Well, it might be a paradox because it's just wrong.
Yes, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
So it must, like, for me to make it coherent, you have to have God being the ultimate, or you have to have whatever your ultimate thing is has to really be ultimate.
No, so how do you explain existing and non-existing? You think God is all good, right? So how do you explain the not good also existing?
Or are you saying evil? Like, how do you explain evil? Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think evil is fundamentally real.
No, but so it seems like we agree there. But then you say there's a paradox, and I say no, there's not.
Well, it's not.
If you say there's a paradox, then you can't hold your own belief.
Well, okay, so here's the difference, because I say evil. So if there's a pyramid structure, at the very bottom is ultimate reality, and at the very bottom of the pyramid is just goodness.
I agree with
All right. So evil does not exist in the ultimate reality. Evil is maybe an illusion or a kind of misinterpretation that we create on this level.
Sure.
So are you saying like evil would be kind of like a black hole or something?
Yep.
A black hole.
It's kind of like there's nothing there, or there's something there that has something in it, but it's not.
Oh no, so this is another way of interpreting good and evil. So for a more traditional version of good and evil is that God is like the sun or heat, and the absence of heat is evil.
Oh, so the absence of light is darkness.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
But that's not a
That sounds like what you're saying.
but that's not what I'm saying. See, they're saying that not light or not heat, or like there's no such thing as cold. Cold is just the absence of heat. But they're saying that there exists fundamentally something called not heat. Or
What are you saying?
I'm saying not heat does not exist. Only a fundamental reality must be all good. There is no such thing as fundamental reality that is not good.
That's what we're saying, dude. Darkness doesn't exist. You're saying heat doesn't exist.
No, they're saying darkness doesn't exist. It's just an absence of heat. So they're saying there is your system includes heat and a space. No, my system does not include not heat.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Because you just said
Does it include
You just said
evil
Yeah.
or cold?
you just said fundamental reality is only heat. Therefore, it is not heat, which includes not heat.
I'm saying that if the fundamental layer of reality is not dualistic, you can't have
I agree.
heat and not heat at fundamental
Yes, because
reality.
not heat doesn't exist.
Okay, but when people talk about in this world about good and evil as being an absence of good, they mean literally that evil is ontologically real. It's ontologically real in that it's an absence of good.
I don't think absence is.
Well, just like what they mean is they look out in the sky and you see it's dark, right? That darkness is something.
So
I'm saying there's no such thing as there's no
I
darkness.
disagree.
There's no darkness.
So, yeah, both of us agree there's no darkness.
Okay. Okay, so when people use this argument, there's the sun, and then there's outer space, which is dark. And they're saying, okay, God is like the sun, and the outer space, that's like hell. All right, God or devil, whatever, evil. And it is literally true for us that there's a darkness, and like to us that the space is dark, right? But I'm saying at the fundamental level of reality, there is no such thing as a dark space. There's no space. There's only sun.
Agreed.
Okay, so we agree on this. Okay.
That's why I don't think there's a paradox.
But then, so you don't think evil is fundamentally real? So that also comes up with other implications for the concepts of hell or the concepts of eternal life.
You guys really cannot be lawmakers.
Are you saying we can't invent our own laws?
No,
What are you
I
saying?
mean, you should not take a job when you're a lawmaker if there's no evil.
Oh,
You know,
okay, that's what you mean. Like we should
you're
not become
talking
judges or
about
anything.
a different way
Thanks, Mom.
because evil